Well, you got to, I'm here to tell you that the only way you're going to stop police brutality is you got to stand up and be brutal with this damn beast. You got to step to this type. It will never stop. You can moan, you can groan, you can sing, you can pray, you can recite, you can claim you know all the Quran, Old Testament, all the Bible, Old Testament, New Testament, the Quran from Al-Fatiha to Al-Nas. You can know all the Medunete. You can know Maya, truth, justice, righteousness, harmony, balance, order, reciprocity. You can name those of the Meter system. You can go and study the Odu text and substantiate your position according to Odu. You can study the Ifa, the word, or the Akan, or the Yoruba, and run through the pantheon of the Orisha. You can call on Olodumare. You can call on Ilegba and Shango and Obatula and Oshun and Ogun and Yemonya. You can know all of that. Unless you're willing to stand up and step to this white man, we will never get out of this condition. It's because the white man does not have the root knowledge. He only has branch knowledge. He only has just a little bit that will take him just a little way. But now it's your time to rise up and accept your role and responsibility as you prepare for the 21st century. This is your day. This is your hour, and this is your time. But whoever prescribes the diameter of your learning controls the circumference of your activity. I'll run that by you again. Whoever prescribes and controls the diameter of your learning experience controls the circumference of the sphere of your activity. In other words, if they teach you, then they know how far you're going to go. You can't go but so far because of the range of what you've been taught. You're just like a silly black cat that went off to white dog school. At white dog school, a silly little cat didn't learn anything about being a cat. When it was time to roll over and play dead, this little black cat at white dog school could roll over and play dead better than any dog in the class. Got an A in the class on rolling over and playing dead. Well, this little black cat that was at white dog school, when it came time to sit up and hassle and wag its tail, this little silly black cat at white dog school could hassle and wag its tail better than any white dog in dog school. When it came time to go and fetch the master slippers, this little silly black cat at white dog school could go and get the master slippers better than any dog in the class. And when it came time to eat, all the cats over at black cat school, they were eating catnip, drinking milk, and eating Puss in Boots. But not this little black cat at white dog school. This little black cat at white dog school wanted to eat what the honor roll students at white dog school, Red Tin Tin, Bullet, and Lassie, wanted to eat what they were eating. Wanted Top Kick and Beagle and Gaines Pride and Purina Dog Chow. Look, made an A in everything. When the Bow Wow class came around, the English class, why, this little silly black cat could bow wow better than any dog in the class. In fact, if another black cat would ease up to this silly black cat and try to pull its coat and say, look, it's all about meow, this silly black cat would say, no, I don't want to hear that meow talk. All I want to know about is the bow wow. Get away from me with that meow talk. Every time I see you, you talking some black cat talk. I don't want to hear no black cat talk. I want to know about the white dog talk. I want to bow wow. And you know some of us are like that today. You'll fix your big, thick, beautiful African lips all to the side, and you get to this proper as you can get. White folks look at you and wonder what in the hell is wrong with you. They just got through hearing you talking ebonically. You used to have the great linguist here on this campus, Dr. Ernie Smith. who talked to us and taught us about Ebonics. How many know Dr. Ernie Smith? He's one of the great scholars among our people. He talked to us about Ebonics because we speak two languages. We speak English, and then there's an African intrusion on that English. Where's Chris? Chris gone. Where's Michael? Michael gone. He been gone. They been gone. That's Ebonics. We don't deal with the verb, and we move right on with it. And white folks can just hear you get through talking to each other that way, and then see them coming, and you start bow wowing instead of meowing. You start, oh gee whiz, golly, good to see you, Bob. How are you, Bill? With them big African lips all to this whole like, gee, far out, guy, way out, man. Come here, here's Bill. And they look at you and say, what is the matter with this nigga? Why does this nigga talk like this? Why doesn't he want to be himself? Why doesn't she want to be herself? Why is he or she trying to be like me? Why are they trying to talk like me? So when they made the black cat makes all A's in white dog school. But then when it's time to graduation and the final examination is chasing cats. Here this little black cat has made straight A's in white dog school, and now the only way to graduate is you got to chase black cats that look just like its black cat self. And when the cats would be safe, having outrun the dogs, and safe on a limb up a tree, this silly black cat would climb the tree and go out on a limb for the white dog. The black cat off the limb down on the ground where the dogs were. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
What is good, my people? We are live, back on the forecast, back for another quick show. I got a live premiere coming up right after this. So let me put it in the link in the chat for anybody who want to come on real quick, because right after this I got a live premiere. Now this is a video that YouTube took down before, and I'm working on a new video, and I want to show y'all a few clips from the new video that I did. But the new video is going to be on the Forecast Radio 24, and that link is in the description. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely want y'all to come to the Forecast Radio, and y'all subscribe to that. And so yeah, I'm gonna get right into it, you know. And here we are in a situation, right, where we understand that we are surrounded by the enemy. We feel helpless and all of that kind of stuff. And like the brother Khalid Muhammad was just saying, you know, he's called it black cats going to a white dog school, and you're being trained to hunt other black cats. And here we are in a situation where we're running on autopilot and we're coming at each other. We're doing the enemy's job for them so they don't have to even take it that far. Because guess what? If you see a black man doing good, then you're probably going to see another black man hating on him. And I'm going to always stick to what I talk about, which is white supremacy, because from what I see, and I'm not talking about anybody in particular, a lot of people have a fear of actually addressing the actual enemy, but you don't have a problem addressing your own people, right? You'll come at each other's throat for whatever nonsense. And it doesn't have to be important, But then somebody else will come out and what's going on by Cologne? It's been a minute, my brother. But see, they don't even have to step up and come at our movements, to come at our leaders, to come at our things. Because if you look around, especially on YouTube, on the internet, everywhere that you look, Facebook, it don't really matter. Why is it so many black people's mission to tear down somebody else's black leader? Because that's the programming we on. Now we say, well, we know what the enemy has done, but we're afraid to actually address the enemy. And that's why I only address the enemy. And that's probably why I'm blacklisted. But I can get on this internet and say nigga all day. I could say this black man ain't doing nothing all day. I could say black men ain't ish. I could say black women ain't ish. And I'll get thousands of followers. I'll be in the algorithm. But if I say, yo, black man, we need to lift each other up, brother. Much love to black women. We need to lift up black women. That's out of the algorithm. We like the drama. We like the violence with each other. But if black people were so violent, how are we still in this situation that we're in? Right? If we had this violent gene that Europeans say that we have, slavery wouldn't have lasted for one day. You know, racism wouldn't have lasted for one day. Us being shot down by the cops would have stopped immediately. But if you see two brothers outside fighting, you don't have no problem running up and jumping in or doing something about it. But if you see a cop sitting there strangling somebody to death, you just gonna pull out your phone and cry about it instead of going out to protect your brother. So you don't see somebody who looks like you as your brother. You just see them as a person who has an ideology that needs to be torn down. And it's so hard for black people to work together because we all got our own mindset, our own thoughts about how it should be. And then we can't put aside whatever little differences that we got because everybody want to be the captain. JB, get on here if this is what you want to do. If not, then you know what I'm saying, you kind of wasting your time. Because you're welcome to come on here. The link is right there in the chat. If you want to disprove anything that I'm saying. But see, that's what we have. People like JB, who is probably a brother. But do you think they're going to go into somebody else's chat room and try to cause havoc? No, they're going to come into our chat rooms. Now, I welcome that because these fools don't even realize they're the example. They're teaching the lesson for me. And I use them to teach that lesson. So why are you so quick to tear down a person that looks like you, who has a positive message for people, but people who literally have nothing but bloodshed and hatred for you, you will defend them? Because we are serving what we do. But that's the thing, JB. It don't matter what you call yourself because guess what? Tyrone is now a slur, and that's somebody's name. And they use that to be a name. What's up, Ryan Jordan? See, we want to argue about what we should call ourselves. Guess what? We can sit down and talk about it and say, okay, black is bad, African is bad, this is bad, that is bad. Let's call ourselves, I mean, you know, the Planeteers if we want. Ain't nothing stopping us from doing that. All of that kind of stuff is nothing but excuses. And that shows your cowardice. The new Doom movie. Okay, that's what's up, my brother. Yeah, how was that? So how long are you going to be afraid and argue about some trivial stuff that don't have nothing to do with nothing? And the thing is, we all know this kind of stuff. So why are we having the same conversations? Because we're serving somebody else's agenda and we're happy to do it. You, like Khalid Muhammad said, are a black cat trying to bark like a white dog. You become Europeanized. No, they can't cause confusion because that is the point. They can have the courage to come on here and say, we're not black. Who included others? You came into this chat, and so you included yourself. And like I said, it don't matter what you call yourself. It don't matter where you come from. Because guess what? Somebody else came to the land that you're on and took that. Any diss that I can give to an Aboriginal, any diss that I can give to an African, I'm dissing myself. And we don't even see that kind of stuff. Like, because tell me where on this planet that we have control of ourselves. Why? Because we have other people arguing about trivial stuff when they were able to say, okay, we fought bloodier war. I'm talking about Europeans. See, they slaughtered thousands, millions of each other. But they were smart enough to not say, okay, I'm French, you're German. We're not going to get on the same code and let these Negroes dominate us. No, they said, no, let's put aside our tribalisms in this area specifically. And we can't even do that. Every time that somebody has an idea to do something, here is somebody else to come shoot that down. Every time somebody tries to build an organization, here comes somebody to infiltrate it. And infiltrate it for what? Pennies. They'll pay you, but that don't mean anything. Because you know what the system does to the people who are coons, and we are caught up in this system all together. But you ain't mad at that. You're mad at your brother for being in this system with you. You're mad at your sister for being in this system with you. And you give everybody else a pass but yourself. We got to start listening to the things that we say and listening to the things that we do. Bakari, my brother, what's up? Oh,
What's
hold
going
on.
on, man? You was going in. That cat, that clown, what's his name, just came in. He coming in trying to cause confusion. What he
Hey,
say?
Bakari, hey, say that. Bakari, say that again. I couldn't. I didn't have my headphones in. Say that again.
I say that cat JB in the chat. He just came to cause confusion. He self-identify all you want, but don't include others. But like you said, didn't nobody include him or her, whatever it is. It came to your channel in your stream, and then want to tell you, excuse me, then want to tell you what you should and shouldn't say, how you should and shouldn't speak, right? But who asked them to come? Nobody. Nobody asked him to come, but he's here. And just like you said, it's always one of our that we say our own, but really they're not our own. They're not us, and we're gonna have to get to that point. They are just here to cause confusion. They are here. They come around to make sure you don't come together. So this is what I always say, right? Uh, People like him, there's no need to be around if you don't want to be a part. Why are you here? Whatever he's doing, we're not there, right? So why is whatever that person is doing, we're not there. So why is that person here, right? Why is that person here? But you just put in the chat, hit the link. Uh, that person would not hit the link. He would not come up and speak. So whatever you was talking about, you go ahead and keep talking your talk because you was spitting the game. I just want to come in and say that. Don't let him distract you. Keep talking. Don't let it distract you. Keep talking your talk. Keep doing what you're doing. You heard me? Don't let him. I'm going to listen offline, but I want to come in and say that. And I wish that person would get on the link, would hit the link and come on the panel. But instead of doing that, it'll stay in the background. It'll stay in the chat and want to tell somebody they're confused. Idiots. And he's an idiot, man. Don't let that bother you. One love, bro.
All right, yeah, definitely, Bakari, and yeah, you can stay on if you want to. It's all good. I know you gotta be out, but let me say this, and JB, I appreciate your patronage. You supporting this channel and don't even realize it. You know what I'm saying? And I say that because I don't think it's a distraction. It's not really bothering me, but I like to use these kind of people as a lesson. You know what I'm saying? Because this person is obviously confused. You know what I'm saying? He's arguing about something that's totally irrelevant. Now, JB, if I was to ask JB, do he believe in white supremacy? Because I'm pretty sure I know who it is. But I mean, they would say white supremacy. They would say white people. But when it comes to them, oh, I'm not black. I'm not this. I'm not that. Every few years, we wake up a new identity. Why is that? Because we don't have the courage to stand up for what the truth is. It don't matter what your identity is if everything you identify as is the criminal. We say we are Moors. Guess what? Moors are black identity extremists. We say we are Israelite. Israelites are black identity extremists. We say we are black. Black is identity extremists. Everything that you say and do, our names has become a slur. And that's for a reason. And people like JB, whether they're black or white, it don't really matter because they are the proof and example. That's why I always have these people in the chat coming on the channel, but they will never click the link because they know what they say is nothing but BS. They will never try it. I give anybody an opportunity to come on here and prove me wrong. And guess what? A couple of white boys came on here before JB did. They had more courage to come on here and say what they had to say than he did. But that's the problem that we have. Because if I was to say our liberation is to go left, then there'll be 100 JBs telling me, no, we need to go right. Or we need to go straight. We need to go back. Because a conquered mentality is something that you see. It shows for the world, for everybody. That's what a conquered mentality is. When you make excuses not to face the truth. When you can come at your own, but can't come at the enemy. I say Jew. I say faggot. I say all of this stuff. People are scared to say, call out these people because it's consequences. And I know not everybody can come, but it's not about that. Because if you build a society, it's not about everybody. It's about protecting ourselves around the world. And even if JB is black, having a system that will protect him. Because if he's in danger, I'm in danger. And I don't care what he identifies as. See, that's the problem that we have coming into, it was easy to make a slave out of somebody who's never known freedom. And we don't even know our own history. It's a reason why they destroy history and put half truths in there. So we can sit there and argue. First it was, oh, you're light skinned, I'm dark skinned, so we're different. Then it's, I'm a Christian, you're a Muslim, so we're different. Now it's, I'm Aboriginal, you're African, so we're different. But if you ask the Aboriginals, are you considered a Negro? Well, I'm not black and all of this stuff and blah, blah, blah. But, well, at the end of the day, for communication purposes, I'm a Negro. If you ask them, are Africans a Negro? Well, there is no black. Black is a crown. But for communication purposes, they are a Negro. Is a French person white? Well, they won't be so hard on the white stuff, but they will say, yes, they're white at the end of the day for communication purposes. So how does a white Frenchman and a white German work together, even though we know that they're different? But you won't even work with your own brothers in who you say are on your team, who represent the same thing you got to say. Yeah, my bad, Bukai. You can go ahead, my brother.
No, man, I'm just listening. I saw Roberto Morales put in the chat say nobody's black until you get pulled over by race soldiers. You know what? That's what we need. We need race soldiers. We are race, so we need to become soldiers for ourselves. We need to make them say the same thing about us that we always say about them. The race soldiers. No, we gonna be soldiers. We the soldiers. and that's how it need to be. But you're right. But Roberto Morales is correct. Nobody's black until you messed with. Then they realize you're in the same boat. A Hebrew, a Moor, a Christian, Muslim, Nation of Islam. Think of some more. Think of some more. It don't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. You know what? I'm glad to see. I haven't seen a picture of Roberto Morales, but I'm glad to see the name Roberto Morales in the chat, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because we have a lot of family that's Latino, right? We have a lot of Afro Latinos, and a lot of them come and want to get away, and but it's good to see that some of them come because he's not the only one, but some of them come and understand that we're the same. Afro Latino, African American, we're the same. We're the same people. The only difference is a boat stop, you know. So it's good to see that because unity come. The unity that we're looking for unity throughout, not just the Americans, but especially the mother continent, Africa. But where we are at, we going the ones who want to be together. We need to be together, right? So that's what we have to start doing. If you are one of us, not just saying because you can't say you're us and be us, but if you're truly one of us and you're a family, it don't make a difference where you're from. As long as you want to be a part, come and be a part, come join. But just don't come with the confusion like that person JB or other people that come and want to create confusion. Because over here, what we're doing, we got a team, and it's called Team Black. Team Black. And we are looking and we are building unity. We're going to unify, and we are starting to unify now. And we just want more people to come along with us who want to be a, the email if you want to be a part and understand what we're doing, the B1 list at gmail.com, the B1 list at gmail.com. And that's what you have to do if you want to be a part and understand what we're truly doing so we can begin to work together. I hear the mic, man. I'm finna listen offline because you can tell I'm getting a little tired.
All right, Booker.
I'm gonna listen though. I'm gonna listen to you.
All
Thank
right.
everybody in the chat for listening.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, my brother. I appreciate it. I ain't gonna be on here too much longer. I got the premiere coming out. I just moved it back like 15 more minutes. So, like I said, if anybody want to come on, but appreciate it, my brother.
All right, man. One love.
All right, peace. But yeah, that's the thing. My brother talked about it, right? He talked about my brother Roberto. But guess what? We have more black people, and I said black people, JB, that will defend a Mexican who isn't black. Not even the black Mexicans, but the Mexicans who isn't black. Stand up for babies getting put in cages. But you won't even stand up for your own brother. And that's what I'm talking about. My brother said we need race soldiers. And most of our soldiers are locked up in prison, mostly for nonviolent drug offenses, even though they say we are the ones with the violent gene. But guess what? More black people than not will co-sign other black people going to jail, not for rehabilitation. They're agreeing with Joe Biden when he said, I don't want these super predators anywhere near my crackhead son or my mom. But see, we don't have that same kind of energy. Because if you did have race soldiers who are proud of who they are, proud of what they've done, because nobody can tell me any quote unquote identity that a black person, African person, quote unquote, because when you say indigenous, that includes other groups of people too. But if you was to say the indigenous people were black people, you have a problem. You see, you keep coming in trying to serve somebody else. And like I said, this person JB ain't got on here yet. You know what I'm saying? Because you can easily crush me on that, right? But see, you don't have nothing under any identity. Why aren't you mad about that? That's the thing that we need to be mad about. That's why I come on here. I don't care what I call myself. If I'm a Moor, if I'm a indigenous person, I don't have nothing. I don't have a hospital. I don't have my own schools because the schools in my community, although they're quote unquote integrated, they're destroyed. We have less funding than we did before. What's going on, my brother Slang Nocturnal? You don't have nothing, but you're more mad about what somebody calls you than the fact that you have nothing. That tells me something about who we are and where we are. Now, of course, I'm not going to get on Black people as much like that. Like I always say, I'm not as hard on the coons, but we got to start waking up. Because that's a sickness, that's a mental illness, and that comes from a fear. Something that you don't even want to address for real. Because if you had your own, you can tell people what to call you and they have no choice but to respect it. But the fact that you have to sit here and argue about what people should call you shows that you have no power. That should be the thing that we are fighting for, not what we're called, but to be able to feed our families. Because like I said before, you know, my dad got into a car accident, right? And I'm blessed that he's still here. You know what I'm saying? Thank God or whatever, you know. But we are in a position where, right, if something was to happen to you today, how are you going to take care of your family? How are you going to eat if you can't work no more? Especially if you don't have money saved up. And individuals, a few individuals here and there might have money saved up for a certain amount. But that is called wealth, something that you can't just lose. We don't have that kind of stuff. So why are we worried about something else that's left field? Because we're serving an enemy, right? They can just put us on autopilot and let us fight with each other. We can try to form groups, but then we don't agree on something in the group and the whole thing breaks up. Or if the group actually is successful, you have other Black people telling them they shouldn't even be that way. They shouldn't do it that way. It's always something wrong when we are trying to get out of the position that we're in. Not just from the enemy, but from within. And I don't care about the enemy. Yeah, I talk about what they do. But I care about that problem from within that's keep holding us back because we got all the ideas in the world. We've had organizations that have been successful because we like to say we haven't done anything. We haven't did this and did that. We've had countless examples of successes. But you don't want to learn about that. And it's all right there. People will even deny their own heroes. Blue, what's up? If you want to come on, put the link in the chat one more time for anybody that want to come on. Because the other day was Columbus Day. Raw, what's up? That's my sister right there. Just the other day, they had Columbus Day come up. Do you think white people said, oh, Columbus never made it to America? Do you think they say Columbus was a criminal that got charged in his time? No, they say that's the way it was. We should celebrate Christopher Columbus for discovering the quote unquote new world. But then when we talk about people who have stood up for us, who have died for us, we find things, character flaws and stuff that we should criticize and we should go after. You understand? And then we wonder why we are falling behind every other group. We are wondering why other groups have a problem respecting us because we don't even respect our own heroes. We don't even respect the people who have stood up for us and who have done stuff for us. That's why I always shout out Ida B. Wells and everything that she did. But can the people in here tell me the stuff that Ida B. Wells did? Because if we listen to somebody else, they would say she's just a feminist when she was the first one to go at white women, and they tried to kill her for it. But see, we would say, oh, this person's not real. This never happened. They never did this. Do you think they do that about their heroes? And you telling me this not coming from a self-hate issue? You see, when you got self-hate, that's the main thing that's keeping us from rising up and doing the stuff that we got to do. Nobody else can stop us from doing the stuff that we got to do. The minute you say, I don't agree, I'm not cooperating, I'm not doing anything, and I'm cooperating with my own, it all shuts down. Now, I'm trying to make it baby steps. But Ledge, what's up, bro? Right? I'm saying it's generational changes. I'm saying first start by looking to people who's telling you the power is within you. Right. Yeah, she had to leave Memphis because she was the first one that broke down, how the system works. But see, by the time Ida B. Wells died, the younger generation didn't even follow up what she did. That's how simple it is to destroy the system. See, but we scared to say destroy the system. I don't care if they hear me say that. I want them to know that I said that. Am I going to tell them how? Am I going to tell them all the stuff we got, all the ideas we got? No, but I'm telling you that system will be destroyed, and I'm not afraid to say it. So maybe we need to start having affirmations for ourselves. To say, because I heard MG2 say it. He said, we need to wake up in the morning and not say, how can I be of help to this? How can I make more money? How can I be better in this system? We need to start greeting each other. How you doing, my brother? What can we do to destroy this system? Start seeing each other as brother and sister, and I don't care what they call you. Because right now, we are serving what they want us to serve. They are doing the stuff that they want us to do. And then we're going to sit here and act like we're not sick. That's a sick mentality. And then we wonder why we have problems in our community, why black men and black women can't get along. As if a whole system wasn't structured to destroy the black family, right? And it's not just the black family. All families are destroyed by the system because it's easier to control somebody if you don't have positive role models. So now a black woman do you wrong, or a black man do you wrong, and all black women or all black men ain't nothing. See, but 1 million white women or 1 million black men could do you wrong, and you'll find an excuse every single time. And see, the problem is, like, when I go to work or whatever, if a job is doing something and I know it's right, I know it's not right. Everybody knows it's not right. Everybody's complaining. And I say, well, you don't even have to quit your job. We can all call out tomorrow just to show them. Guess what? That will have an effect. But you know what the people will say? I don't want to lose my job. Oh, Lord. And then they wonder why the company is still doing the same thing, letting people get over on them. Because you don't even have unity in your own job, in your own house, in your own neighborhood. And you rather fight with me or any other brother? See, we got to start destroying all of this sickness in our community so that we can, improve our relationships. So that we can rebuild our family structure, because it starts with the family structure, which builds a neighborhood, which builds a community, which builds a nation. And until you got a nation or an army to protect you, you are in trouble. But we got to sit here and fight over things that we don't even know about. And that's why the history is destroyed and half truths is put in there. person who controls the propaganda controls the power, controls the narrative. They control what you think. You're socially engineered right now. It's not natural for you. We don't come from a state of lack. It don't matter where you say you come from. That place is abundant, whether it be America, or because I can't call it America, whatever it was called. Whether it be Africa, can't call it Africa, whatever it was called. All those places came from abundance. Do you know what had the lack? Those cold Caucasus mountains where nothing could grow, where people had to kill each other for food. People had to kill each other for resources, even if it's their own family. Do you know when they tried to build, America came here to build this colony, even though it was fruits and berries and fish in the water, they was killing and eating each other because that's their society, and we've adopted and assimilated into that society. And guess what? Like, I don't know how many years it's been since Obama was president. We was talking about Flint water. Can anybody tell me, is Flint water fixed? No, in fact, another city I just seen on the news like 2 days ago, another city's water is just like Flint. But you telling me that I better vote for the lesser of two evils? You telling me that I need to come at my brother? You telling me I need to identify as something else? Why don't you tell me how to destroy the system? Because a name is not going to do it. Thank you, my brother. And I appreciate it, Seymour and Cameron King. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. But I appreciate it. But tell me how to destroy it. Because what I know, because they like to say we don't have no voice. I know if not even to destroy their businesses, but to support ours. I know if I go support my brother Bakari's channel, I'm going to build him up. If I support his ideas, I'm going to build him up. And that's not to destroy somebody else. So how does my voice how do I not have a voice if I have dollars in my pocket to support my brother or not support somebody who don't support me? Right, exactly, Dwayne. They passed the Stop Asian Hate bill right away. And you don't see that Black and Asian unity. You don't see that Black and brown unity. You done did what you had to do and got good old Joe in office, fighting for everybody else. That shows me, because it can't be a love if you standing up for another group of people if you're not doing it for yourself. How can you love somebody else if you don't love yourself? That's delusional and you're lying to yourself. But see, when they talk about you, it's always the symbolisms. We'll give you Juneteenth to celebrate what? Tell me what day slavery ended in America. Tell me. Because people talk about the accept as punishment as a crime, but they don't talk about the involuntary servitude part. Because if I say, either you get this shot or you have no job, that's how they do it. They put you up against death or do it my way. They don't talk about the involuntary servitude because you signing up to be a part of that. Yeah, that's all cool, real life. And now you going to your job every single day for less money than it takes to live. You're telling me something ain't wrong with a society where, insulin is, my mom just showed me her insulin bag. The price tag on it was like $935. That's the kind of society you living in. That's not normal. What's up, DP? but we've accepted it as normal. But you see, it's always going to be easier to control you if you are not willing to stand up for yourself. And how are you going to be willing to stand up for yourself if you have never known any other way? Because every black person that has stood up for it, they have not only been killed, they've been erased from history. Well, not really erased, but you know, I know some people won't say real, but like the story of Madison Washington, brother escaped from slavery twice. The first time he got away, he went back to go get his wife. And then as they were being transported to New Orleans, he had weapons tucked in his clothes or sewn into his clothes, and he was able to destroy the ship and sell them to freedom. How many people have heard of Madison Washington? But you heard of Columbus Day. A society like this is not normal. MG2, my brother, what's up, bro?
Always good to listen to you. I'm just enjoying everything I hear. Yeah, all I could say is you're hitting the nail on the head. I want to say peace to the chat, peace to everyone. A lot of what you're saying, Brother Forecast, stems. A lot of times we call it self-hate, and it's a certain measure of self-hate. It's a self-hate that's called cowardice. And that's why you see a lot of these diversions. They call themselves indigenous, Moors, FBAs, whatever. You know, I mean, and this is not new. You know, this happened. You know, this has gone from the days when we were enslaved. And a lot of it is because they don't want to fight that 800-pound gorilla that's out there called their peckerwood. Called their enemy. They don't want to do it. So anytime that I hear individuals, succumb to some kind of ideology that's very abstract, that's very, very, subjective, that's more of a facade of who they are, i.e. indigenous, i.e. Israelite or whatever, I don't get mad at them. I understand where it comes from of why they pick those certain monikers, why they pick those ideologies. And at its source, at its very substructure, is the fact that they're cowards. They're abject cowards. Fear runs their lives. The fact that you'll hear even the so-called intelligentsia say, well, I can't fight back. We have to use business, or we have to use politics. We have to use, these are nothing more than diversions and saying, look, sooner or later, I'm going to have to get my knuckles dirty. Okay, sooner or later, we're going to get into a scrap. You'll find that no other race, no other culture, no other lands, no other peoples have that as their priority in terms of fighting their competitors, their enemy, their wars, or whoever. If you look, a lot of black folks, especially a lot of brothers that I run into, when I say, "Hey, man, we're gonna have to get our knuckles bloody sooner or later," they'll use the terms, or they'll use certain monikers or certain euphemisms, saying things like, "Well, they've got all those weapons, and it'd be a suicide mission, and they're too powerful." And, again, other excuses for not doing what's obvious. Whereas I remember Vietnam, and Vietnamese that was not even an option. They knew that they were fighting to go ahead and win the war, win their lands, and protect who they are as a people. And then you go 40, 50, or 50 years later, almost 60 years later, you have Afghanistan. That was not said during Afghanistan. No different than it was not said in Haiti. When you have a people that have a self-love, and when I say self-love, I'm not talking about an ideology of something abstract. I'm talking about being brave, being warriors, knowing that they have to protect themselves and not being cowards. You'll never hear any other types of ideologies or any other types of diversions that you would hear out of black folks or Africans or whatever we call ourselves. It's global. This is not anything that's in the diaspora. This is a global, it's worse than the quote unquote global malady that's happening that's got everybody wanting to take a shot. You just had recently where they use this term called race norming because of these so-called warriors, i.e. sports competitors, i.e. football players, are finally getting a check from somebody who said that the reason they're getting dementia is just because that's just inherent in their race. And it took months of legal wrangling or whatever. In other words, they're saying black folks don't have the cognitive dissonance. I mean, excuse me, not dissonance, the cognitive awareness. So therefore, if they're having dementia, that's just part of the fact that they don't, they're subhuman. Now they're finally getting a check, but here's the kicker: they still, they haven't taken that proverbial knee on the field. They're still out there making somebody else wealthy or making somebody else's, someone else's dream come true, not their own. So again, it's this abject cowardice that unfortunately most of us have succumbed to. And until we get rid of that, when you said, how do we get rid of this enemy? How do we do this? I'm going to give you the solution. First and foremost, get rid of that cowardice. That's the first thing. I mean, the very first step, and that's knowing who you are. If you use any other term than what you look at in that mirror, then you'll never make, you'll never get any other steps after that. So I just wanted to chime in on that there, Brother Forecast. And again, always love listening to you. Hotep to the family, hotep to the chat, and I'm going to listen offline.
Yeah, thank you, MG2. I appreciate you every time you come on here, my brother. And he's right. You know what I'm saying? The very first step is to get rid of that cowardice. But the problem is we feel like as individuals, we can make it out of the system when it's not designed to be that way. You go back to all of the revolts. Who was it that told on the person who was leading the revolt to get them out of slavery? But then we go up to today, and on your job, and well, I ain't even gonna say that, but on your job, who is the first person that will probably snitch on you? Now, see, we don't take into account that we are serving somebody else who makes way more money off of our labor than we do, when we could have put that energy into ourselves and been out of this situation. Because you're going to get attacked. It's going to happen. There is no other way around it. Because guess what? Because Donald Trump was out of office, do you see what your enemy did? They stormed the Capitol. Now, somebody ran up into a brother's house and shot him while he was watching TV. Somebody walked into a church and killed 10 people while they were watching TV or praying. Right? Somebody went into a sister's house and shot her, even though she wasn't even had nothing to do with it. Were you storming the Capitol? No, you were walking around talking about no justice, no peace. Your enemy knows if you still saying no justice, no peace, they got you right where they want you. Because you are the most peaceful and get the least amount of justice. Do you not understand that? So it comes to a point about, and I meant to push the video back, but it just came on, but it don't even really matter. But the point is, when are you going to stop serving your enemy and start serving yourself? Because you will never, ever get out of the situation that you're in until you do that. So you can't sit here and cry about what's happening if you're seeing a brother getting choked out on the street and you ain't got enough courage to go kick that cop in the face. I appreciate it, Slang Nocturnal. So how can you cry about injustice? Because guess what? Justice is taken. You make that happen. You discipline somebody when they violate you. And what I'm telling you is no different than what George Washington told America. George Washington told America to arm yourself and defend this country. Why? Because they didn't want to pay taxes. Now you've been getting slaughtered wholesale for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. And you still find a reason not to protect yourself, protect your family. You say, oh, not all white people is bad. Not all white people are in the KKK. I'm here to tell you, every single cop is serving whether they're good or bad, the greater good of this country. So stop being apologetic about it, because they're not being apologetic about it to you. And every single one of them, whether they quote unquote allies, the liberals or whatever, they know that this system protects them and benefits them. Who in their right mind wants to see a system destroyed? So how are you going to unify with somebody else who don't want to see it destroyed? All they'll do is jump on the disagreements, the bandwagons, the arguing. Oh, we're not this, we're not that. Who cares what we are? Right now, we are free. That's what we are. Okay, I won't call you black. I'll call us, including myself, slaves. Now, see, if other groups of people want to be a slave to the system because they get the benefit of being over a black person, that's on them. But I know for me, I'm tired of it. I don't have any kids, but the people who have kids, and I want to have kids one day, but how can I put them into a society? You got to teach your kids the truth about who they are before you send them to school. Then you got to get the programming out of their head for the lies they've been taught that Christopher Columbus discovered America. Guess what? That's critical race theory. But do you see them saying, let's stop talking about that? No, they're only talking about you. All right, I think this is a call. Hello?
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Yo, hello?
Hey, Forecast. It's Pelej. How are you?
What's going on, bro? Hey, can y'all hear Pelej? Put 1. Oh, you could go ahead and talk, brother. Push 1 if y'all can hear him.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, talk.
Okay. How are you doing, my brother?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, no problem, man. It's been a while, Forecast. I'm gonna be very quick. I'm gonna get to my point. Obviously, I didn't see your notifications. Obviously, you probably shadowed that, but because you bring a lot of fiery information, Forecast, I can't express how much I appreciate what you put out, and you also have another premiere that I kind of glanced at that I saw. So obviously, I was actually in Haiti, and I wanted to, kind of shed some light on Haiti a little bit. I'm from Haiti. So first off, Haiti, there's just like so many things that's going on. Why did I go to Haiti? I went to a funeral in Haiti. I went to Haiti. One of my aunts, who pretty much she's like a mom to me, she passed away.
I'm sorry to hear that, bro.
Yeah, no problem, man. She passed away because, she had to bear her mom, she had to bear her dad, she had to bear like so many people. And then let's just bring it to back to 2010, 2021, to earthquake. She's 84 years old. In my opinion, if being 84, 85 years old is very young. For me, when I was in Haiti, I was observing so many things. Haiti doesn't have any security at all. There's no government in Haiti at all. I talked to the police. They want to see change in Haiti. Okay? And I'm seeing white people, men, women, and sometimes Asian people as well. For me, I remember when I was getting ready to leave Haiti, I was in the airport, and I just see a white person who is just disrespectful. It's not my opinion, and I encourage him. He was smoking a cigarette. He was pretty much inside the airport. I had a conversation with him. I noticed he was, had an accent, and I said, well, I'm sorry, I'm from Italy. And I said, no, listen, can you smoke a cigarette at the airport in Italy? The answer is no, you can't. So what I'm seeing is I'm seeing a lot of people that come to Haiti, and not just in Haiti, it's all over the Black nation. They disrespect us, okay? That's just what I'm seeing. For me, there's so many things that's going on in Haiti. There's kidnapping. When I was in Haiti a few weeks ago, 117 Haitians that was kidnapped. Now, you fast forward now, there's 17 Americans that was white Americans that got kidnapped. I condemn all kidnapping, but that made news, okay? So, the Haitian people are relentless people, okay? They don't want people to tell them what to do. They want to do things on their own. And what I'm seeing right now, I'm seeing so many things, okay? The Haitian people get their independence, and the Europeans are angry and upset about that. But listen, yes, I'm seeing a lot of coons and a lot of Sambos and a lot of plantation people that I believe they still want to stuck in slavery. The Haitian people, they don't want that. They want to be free, and they want to control their own destiny. Okay? I know you're on fire tonight, Focus. You're talking some good talks. But at the end of the day, for me, the reason I come back to America is because I have a son here. Haiti needs us. They need me. Like, we don't need any outsiders. We need, we've got everything we need. Because if we can just educate the people and say, hey, you don't need to leave your country. You've got everything right there. Okay? Listen, I'm hurt right now. I'm upset. I'm angry. I'm angry because our people should not live this life. You have other Black people who's complacent, who's, I don't want to name names, and I said, who those sellouts are. They are selling our people for a buck or two. It's like I'm tired. I'm tired of the talking points. I'm tired of so-and-so exposing who, so-and-so doing this, so-and-so doing that, so-and-so. I get a lot of us are too comfortable, not just Black Americans. It is just all over the place. The twerking, the challenging. We are just comfortable being in that position. I don't want to be in that position. I don't want to be in that system. I don't want to. I want to be in a system that I can help my people. I can help to save my people. But I mean, like, I just feel like, for our ancestors, it feels like a disrespect we're showing our ancestors. Whenever you're seeing people berating Black death, other Black people berating, say, well, he or she deserved that. That doesn't make any sense to me. That doesn't set right with me. Okay? For me, until, like I said, though, until we I mean, the writing is in the wall already. Black Wall Street, Rose Road, all those things. When are we going to come together? When are we going to say, hey, where can we go? What can we do? How can we unite? Okay? I'm not saying for us to be fearful, but I'm asking us to be, to be smart. It doesn't matter if you have like millions, billions, but there's a lot more of them. Again, we need to be smart about things. Other cultures can build a nation within a nation, but with us, we have to be strategic.
Yeah. Hey, hey, hold on. Hey, yeah, the person that called in, you could call right back. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I will definitely conclude. Listen, folks, I appreciate it. I appreciate everything, but I don't know. Honestly, the focus, I don't know exactly how to really get a hold of you, how to talk independently with you. I can put my information in there. If you want to get a hold of me, that's fine. But at the end of the day, man, I believe we should all get together and try to do something. Because I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. We have to unite, and that's it. Okay? And I appreciate everything that you do, and I will listen to your videos. I will, if once in a while, when I can donate, I will donate to you, cause. And I appreciate that, my brother, okay?
Yeah, I appreciate you calling in. I appreciate all the support.
No problem.
Yeah.
No problem, my brother. Please put your cash up in there so everybody can donate to you, okay, my brother? Please do that right now. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate that. And all right, bro.
No problem. Bye-bye.
All right, yeah, definitely. And yeah, my bad. I went off on the other platform, and there's another platform that I try to stream on because of course YouTube is some haters, you know what I'm saying? But first of all, my email is in the description. The forecasttalkradio@gmail.com. And if you want to get in contact with me and Blue and Bakari and what we got going on, I just put in the chat room db1list@gmail.com. So you can get in contact, and players, you could put your stuff in there. So I'll get in contact with you, because we definitely trying to work on having some more in-person things. And I don't know what's gonna happen, whether it got to be virtual at first, but we're definitely going to link up in person. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody else want to come on, Guy, Blue, because Blue said any COVID-19 related deaths, FEMA is paying up to $7,000 for funeral costs. And I didn't even hear about that, Blue. So if you want to come on, Guy, or anybody who want to come on, But at the end of the day, and I was supposed to get off at like 10 o'clock, but it is what it is. We already over it. So, but we got to start facing reality here. You know what I'm saying? This is the real world where real stuff happens. You know what I'm saying? Where you are responsible for you, where you won't eat unless you go out there and get it. But see, we are on this individual. I appreciate that, Pledge. See, we are on this individual mindset. But like, if we face in reality, right? I appreciate it, Linda on the other platform. If we are facing reality, right? And somebody in your family dies, do you have the money to pay for their funeral? I mean, I'm sure some people have insurance, but this is some real stuff. We can barely bury our own family members. That is a problem. And for us to be so quick to serve everybody else's agenda when you cannot bury your own loved ones. Because this system has showed you time and time again, they have given the Afghan refugees right now $6.3 billion. Right? Just so they can fit into this culture, so they can get translators or everything they need. But you can't get anything. You can't get any kind of help. You see, my brother Pelage is Haitian. The Haitian immigrants get whipped at the border and they send out the pictures. Why do you think they send out the pictures for? Do you think it was by accident and leaked? Nah, they show you what they want you to see. They show you that you are a slave still right now. Because what did you do about it? You may have cried or whatever, but you ain't do nothing about it. So who's going to take care of your children when you are gone? How are your children going to pay for your funeral costs? But see, while you're alive, if something goes wrong, how are you going to feed your children? That's the problem that we have. You are in a culture where you have to go to somebody else for their food, for your education, for your health, go to the hospital. You name it, you have to go to somebody else. What do you have? And how is that not the main topic? Because during integration is my theory, my personal theory. Integration was a counter. Blue, what's up? Blue, you on there?
Hey, give me a second. I'm trying to connect on my other phone.
Okay. Yeah, you can just speak whenever you're ready. But it's my this is my theory that integration was a counter move to the Black Power movement that was happening with Stokely Carmichael and them. Because when Martin Luther King, because they love to throw Martin Luther King in your face, but when Martin Luther King was here, right, they was throwing rocks at him, they was beating him down, and guess what happened to Martin Luther King? He got shot in the face. King was here, right? They was throwing. Yeah. But see, if you would have took half of that energy, right? Because the truth is, the beginning of the integration, they was talking about equal funding because they paid taxes, right? Taxation without representation is dead. That's dead. But here you are paying taxes happily, not doing nothing about it. And you still aren't represented. So if you would have took half of that energy you used to fight your brother to build your own, you would have been built 20 civilizations by now. And we can start right now, today. Well, we got to face reality. Who can you feed? What can you do? What can you build? You start with your own first. See, everybody think that they have to be the leader. There is no leader. The Black Messiah is Black unity. It ain't no particular person, because a head of a snake can get cut off. They want you to have one particular leader, but guess what? I'm not a doctor. There may be somebody else who's a doctor, who's an expert in that field, who could build something, who could build a hospital. It's just my job to support that brother. Not say you have to follow my ideology. Are you good, Blue?
Yep, I'm good now. Thanks. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for going in. Everything is definitely on point. And thanks everyone for listening and chiming in. But most importantly, again, it's about action. So make sure you are taking the time to share, because it's all about making the awareness, putting the thought in the mind, so that way we can start to think, and other ideas will start to grow from there. And like and share, support what you hear. It's about the better of our race, your kids' future, you know what I mean, your family's future. This is going to be a constant battle, for life, until we figure it out. And unfortunately, we don't care to really listen to each other because we all have so many different ideas, which is a good thing. But when we take those ideas and make it like, hey, it's this way or the highway, that's where we go wrong. It's good to actually have different backgrounds, different ideas and thoughts, because that's only going to actually make things better, because you get to mesh everyone's, idea, maybe not ideology, but ideas to actually grow. You know, um, you can save a lot of time that way. So just because somebody thinks differently from you, that's actually a good thing. Because now you get to see another perspective on the same thought. Not saying yours is right or wrong, but it's just opening your mind up, so that way you don't think one track minded about one thing. So I just wanted to point out, I noticed we are really petty, and we take things so deep, we deep root things to where we don't speak to people for years for some of the simplest things. um, we have to be a little more conscious of the fact that we all going through something, and we are trying to get out of it. This life is very tough. It's a tough one, and we've been dealt the worst cards, and what's amazing to me is how we still continue to strive, still continue to create, but we're still disconnected. You know, there's no, we don't have our own look. We don't have our own foods. Everyone out here, every other race out here got their own authentic cuisines that you can go to and say, oh, I want some Chinese food, or oh, I want some Spanish food, Jamaican food. Like we separate even them. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But if we're not going to listen to each other, and try to hear each other out, take a look around you. What do you see out there? You see these big franchise companies, which you already know who owns those companies. Now they did start piecing off with franchises, giving people opportunity, but you still working for them. You getting a percentage of what they're getting. You got your shops all set up. You got the nail salon next to the pizza shop, next to the Chinese food store, next to the fucking hair store. You got these people setting up shop everywhere around you, and they working together. Their people is all in that store. You don't see a mixture of people of races working in the store. You only really see that at the big companies. You know what I mean? That's where you see a different group or race of people. So it just bothers me that I don't see any stores, or it's not many stores. It's not enough stores owned by Black people where you see all Black people working in there. So why don't we take heed to what we see in front of us? Like, hey, these people are actually, they working together, they doing anything, like, and we the only scattered bunch. And it's just, they've been laughing for years, you know, like at some point in time that has to anger and bother you, because it does directly impact you and how you appear to the world. I feel like we have to look at it outside of what you're currently going through. Like, this is a whole planet that nobody knows all the answers to. No one on this earth knows all the answers to nothing. Okay? So why should one get to have more than you? Why don't you want more for yourself? Don't you want to live at peace? Don't you want to be able to afford and not have to worry about stressing about money? We have so many things that we have to stress about. And stress is within the top 3 killers of diseases. So we already stressed out, we confused, we don't know how to deal with each other. We so scared to be the bigger one. Like, let it go. You know, some things you just gotta let go, because everyone has their own issues. And if you know a person, then you know what their issues is. Why be petty? Like, I don't understand that. Why create confusion and have toxic relationships? Be more honest with yourself. You know, if you know, hey, I'm a cheater, I'm not ready to be in a relationship, I don't want to damage this person's heart. You know what I mean? Let me step back. You know, let me move back and fall back from this person, because I don't want to hurt them. Either position that you're in, woman or man. Why do we feel like we have to try to, get over, or, oh, I'm messing with your man, or I'm, why, how, what, why does that make you feel better about yourself? We only do nothing but destroying our mental and our experience to the next experience, where we're carrying these struggles and this pain. You know, a lot of pain. We're gonna go through a lot of pain in life. Whether it's a change, a death, a transition that you just don't want. It's gonna be a lot of pain. So you have to learn how to deal with your pain. Whether it's, you seek therapy in different type of ways, not going to talk to a shrink exactly, but whatever actually relaxes you. You have to kind of, be your own doctor in a way. Know when you need to cry, know when you need to laugh, know when it's time to be serious. you know I just wish we actually took things, more seriously, because time is just passing. Here we going into 2022, and we still talking about some of the same things. So if you're not gonna listen here, at least look at what's going on around you, how everything is just crazy, and we have no say so in it. This world is not going the way we said. We have no say so in nothing. You know, I want to be in control of my life and what I choose to do every day. Um, Another thing that bothers me, and this is completely off topic, but slave movies. I think I seen another one is coming out. Like, why every so often are we still coming out with slave movies to put that imagery in the next generation's head? Just like the books that they let the kids read that I was talking about the last time, talking about how Negroes, they don't have power, they don't have money. No kid should be reading that book. But that I just disagree, and something like that should be boycotted. Why are we supporting type of movies? We already know what happened. We already seen Roots. Please do not let your kids watch that. Don't watch that movie. Don't support it. So that way they can stop making movies like that. They be making killings off of that shit. It's enough. Why can't we see a movie about one of our relatives that actually made changes in history? Those come out very so often. but it's mixed in with the slavery BS. You know what I mean? A way to still get that in there. It's just time for us to create our vision, our narrative, so we know how we want to moving forward. It's up to us at the end of the day. We're allowing what's happening to happen. You know, um, like I said, start getting to know who's around you. You know, within your radius in your community of your people. Speak to each other. Start getting to know one another on that note and that level, as far as what, hey, I have this business, I'm working on this. Network. Like, that's what they do. Watch how they treat each other in public. I take note to it. I seen two white strangers, meet and greet and talk with each other, found out what side of town they lived on, and just conversate about the age of the kids, and just to see who's in the area. Yeah. I just hope we get a better attitude. Stop looking at these goddamn celebrities, because they ain't got nothing for you but confusion. Stop looking at these celebrities, because they had more than enough time to have grouped together by now and created a plan. They don't have nothing to offer us but something that they're selling. If the celebrity is not doing something for the community, leave them alone. Like, stop supporting them then, because it's not fair for the people that did get in those positions to continue to feed and eat off of us. We are everybody's market. Go to the people that's on the same page, like-minded. Support those people. And I just wanted to chime in with that for now. We'll go ahead and yield. Oh, sorry.
Okay. Okay, Blue. Stay on, because I want you to, if you want to, if you say what you were saying in the chat about the COVID thing. But I'm gonna let Guy go
Okay.
first or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What's up? What's going on, my brother?
What's going on, King? What's up, Queen Blue? What's going on?
Hey,
Hold tight
hey.
to the chat. I want to say, I want to thank y'all for the birthday gift. I appreciate it. It's very heartwarming, and I just want to thank y'all both for and others who had contribute um for the cash app. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. It was very nice.
Yeah, happy birthday, my brother. October babies, dog.
Yeah, that's right. Libras. This is my out month. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
Y'all
saying?
some cool people.
So uh I'm just listening, and I just want to give my little 2 cents in on the subject. I definitely agree with both of y'all what y'all saying, and I just want to say that what I do notice is that majority of our people uh, follow a slave culture, and instead of a more of an African culture, they follow the slave culture. Um, some of our people think, I guess, white is better. Um, if they want to speak another language, they rather speak French or Spanish instead of speaking, in more of any type of African language like Swahili or Ashanti or some other, it's a lot of it's been this. So there's a whole bunch of African languages out there, but black people don't want to speak those. They don't want to give their children African names. They rather give their children European names. Um, this is all white worship. And then when you tell your people, look, we gotta start, you know, adapt. We gotta start getting into our natural state. We gotta start representing like who we are as a people. There's this always this debate. Oh well, we not African, we Moors, or we really the Native Indians and all this other. all this other stuff, and I'm just like, and it's like, okay, then it's like, well, show me some DNA records. You know what I'm saying? Show me that you from the who you are. If you're an Israelite, show me you from Israel. Show me proof. So I can, but they'll be like, oh, I don't believe in DNA. I don't believe in science. They believe with some book that's written by the oppressor. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we're going in circles. So I don't really uh, deal with people that just willing to debate over fantasy. It's like this big argument between reality and fantasy. And I'm not trying to debate like that. To me, it's going in circles. Just like that moron that came on my show, forecast, and you was asking all those questions, and he even admitted that you know it was cool for a different group of white people to come together and unite, but it wasn't cool for black people or I guess what he called it negroids to come together. You know what I'm saying? So I don't deal with people like that. That's the reason I cut the dude off, because he was a clown. You know what I mean? Um, and if you would have saw his face, I mean, he's clearly, you know, he didn't look like no damn Indian or no indigenous person that he claimed. If you look under the, he said that he was a Muskegee, or what was that? Was a Muskegee I forgot what he said. One of those Indian tribes. But when you look it up, they don't look. They're not dark skinned people. They're not African. They're not what they call Negroid people. You know what I mean? But this is what they want to assimilate themselves with. They want to assimilate themselves with people that don't look like them, because it's feel good. It's more like, I don't want to be a threat to the enemy. So if I adopted their names or adopted their culture, or if I just eat fried chicken and just fit the stereotype, then I won't get I won't get killed. I won't get persecuted. I mean, this is how some of our people think. Even when I did the program about the Democrat thing, black people voted for that. They voted for them Haitians to be shipped back to their country. You know what I'm saying? They were saying there's a lot of chaos over there, and some of our people over in Haiti need help. You know, I'm not the government. You know what I'm saying? I can't send soldiers over there to feed them or whatever. I don't got that type of power like that. But you got people that are in office, these mayors and all that, can have contribute. You know what I'm saying? Um, we don't. I mean, only that we can. The only way that we can do it, we have to come as collective, put our coins together, and just be like, okay, we're gonna send some money over there. But then again, I want to make sure it gets to the people, not a third person. You know what I mean? So that's another issue. So it's sad. It's like, but black people voted for Biden. They voted for them, and they told me themselves. They told me themselves, and they don't give it. They don't care. They don't care. And it's really messed up. It's really messed up, because they thinking that Biden is going to one day going to bless them with something. But at the same time, they turn around and say, well, we got to vote for evil, the lesser the evil. Less, you know what I'm saying? So, but you voted for evil, but you're not getting nothing out of voting for evil. And these are Christian people. So I just feel like we fighting two wars. We fighting our own, and we fighting our natural born enemy. And it's like, it's always that damn roadblock. Like Sister Blue said, even the images that they show is very political. Very political. They're not playing these certain music and certain movies for nothing. Everything is everything is a comedy, or they always showing black people on some Fruit Loop shit. Excuse my language. Or they showing It's always something negative. Like I was watching, to give you a perfect example, I was watching Black. I was watching that DC joint called Black Lightning. I don't know if you heard that. You seen that before? Black Lightning.
I ain't see it. I heard of it though.
Okay, all right. The Black Lightning's daughter, she's so fucking pretty, yo. But they made her a lesbian, and not only that, she's into an interracial lesbian. You know what I'm saying? Lifestyle. So, but she's supposed to be pro-black. She's supposed to be power to the people. See what I'm saying? But this is how they make mockery of our struggle. You know, here's this pro-black sister, beautiful woman, should be with a brother, a strong black man, but they made her a lesbian with a a Asian woman. You see what I'm saying? So this is what they do, and our, you know, you got our people. They cool with it because it's you know, because the check is good. Instead of saying no, no, that's not right. We don't play that. You know. Um, but the images that they show is very political, and they use these images like slavery or or some homosexual stuff, something that's going to demean us and humiliate us, and they doing it on TV. They don't have to do it in real life. They used to humiliate us by having like you were saying, forecast, like color, like they keep like they when they did this during segregation, they had the colored and the whites, right? But they keep like just say that like the bathroom or water fountain or something like that. They keep it nasty. They keep it disgusting. So sometimes black people have to sneak in and get into the white bathroom or whatever, or water fountain or whatever, because it's cleaner. Because they keep it clean. They keep our shit nasty. You know what I'm saying? So they use media now to demean us now and make fun of us. We just got to be mindful of that, and we got to speak out about that. We do have a voice. The white man would tell you, oh well, you don't have a voice if you don't vote me. Man, forget that. We have a voice, and we need to speak out on these things that these people. We gotta let them know we're not stupid. We you know we know what you're doing, and you're not fooling us. And it's all about speaking out, and then we gotta just start taking action with it. And that's all I need to say for now.
All right, yeah, I appreciate you coming on, guy, and I'm gonna let y'all close out. But before you close out, don't do it now, Blue. But I wanna, if you want to talk about what you were saying before about the COVID thing, you can say that real quick.
Yeah. That was something they had put out there. I want to say it was like they were reviewing it, but they put it out sometime in like April or Mayish. So it's been out for a while now. And I'll tell anybody that I know, just because I know that just seeing the different people that I know that have passed, and knowing that funeral cost is real. The average on minimum is $10,000. And just to come out of pocket like that, if you don't have a plan, um, and having all these things going on, like, you want to be prepared. You definitely want to prepare yourself for the worst. So like I've slowly, constantly, stocking up on things that I know I will need or may need in case, we have a shutdown, like the vitamins, the basic medications, the canned goods. I've got a water purifier. So in case I need to get water from outside, like from the rain now, to purify, I'll have fresh, drinks or food to be able to eat if I have to stay in the house for however long. So instead of spending your money on the BS, prepare you and your family for anything to come. It shouldn't be a point where it's like, okay, I'm broke. You really at zero. No, your broke should be, okay, I have $500 in the bank. I'm broke. I can't spend no money because I'm broke. You know what I mean? Your broke cannot be zero. You have got to try to have some cash for cushion or for something. And that's how you grow and build and save. You know what I mean? For real, if you're not investing. So the anything that I find out about, I like to share, because I know that people might not know and could benefit from it. So that's something that they said FEMA is offering. If you put it in Google, you'll be able to pull it up. But if you have a family member that had COVID when they passed, or I believe its cause of death was COVID. So got to clarify that part. You would get up to 7,000 for that.
Okay, yeah, definitely blue. And yeah, I ain't even know that. I'm not gonna lie. And actually, I was supposed to get off air at 10 o'clock because I had like a live premiere, but it's all good. So all right, my brother Guy back on here. I'm gonna let Guy say his last words, and then Blue, I'm gonna let you say your last words, and then I'm gonna finish up, close out.
All right. I just want to say thanks again for having me and everything, and it's been a good discussion. Um, I just wanted to say, like, we just got to be mindful of what's going on, and I agree with Blue. Nothing has changed. Um, just the only thing that changes the time, but we still protesting and marching on the same thing that our people been marching for the past 70 years. We've been marching for the past 70 years. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. We vote, nothing, no change. We march, we protest, nothing changed. So we got to come up with new strategies. We got to come up, but first we got to check our mental health, man, because some of our people, you know, um, it's just like we get jealous too fast if one of us make it. Because, like I said, I just feel like if we should have this thing, like if one of us make it, we all make it. But it's I see a lot of, if I have it, I'm gonna pull up the ladder and I'm gonna chill with my oppressors. I'm gonna live in their neighborhoods, and I'm gonna let them know that, hey, I'm one of y'all. I'm with y'all. Um, and that's the thing. This pulling up the ladder mindset is complex, and we just got to stop doing that. We got to stop thinking all this tribal stuff like, oh, you're not my people, and you're Caribbean and you're African, and we just black here in America. You know what I mean? Like I'm just tired of that. Just like all this dumbass separation. And I don't think like that. I don't look at that. If you black, I don't care where you from, you my people. I know we all come from the same landmass. We know that during the slave trade we were separated during that time. So we all come from the same landmass, and people need to recognize that. People need to recognize that. And I tell people, but if you feel that you from somewhere else, then I can't build with that person. I just can't build with that person because that person is on some other shit. You know what I mean? Um, and we just can't build with people that don't have a like minds. Um, Also, too, we gotta start speaking out against what this government is doing. They're allowing certain degeneracy on this media, whether if it's on cable, whether if it's on YouTube or whatever. They're allowing all this degeneracy and this unnaturalness among our people, and they saying that's who we are. This is your culture, and all that is slave culture. So we gotta get away from that, you know. And we gotta speak out about that. We got to let people know this is not the way. This is not who we are. Um, and and like I said, we white people always have their frontliners. They got their frontliners. They got black people that's on the front line for them. And we gotta sometimes we might have to do a Queen of Zinga. We got to start wiping them out. We're gonna have to start wiping them out. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to do a Queen Mandela on their ass. You know what I'm saying? Because when you hear about them sisters, they ruthless. I think they more ruthless than the men. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down, they don't like traitors. And you know about them sisters, they don't joke. We gotta do a Queen Nanny on their ass, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I can go on and on, man, but one thing about them sisters, they don't play. You on that betrayal, your head gonna get cut off. You know what I'm saying? So and this is facts. You hear about them stories, they ruthless. So but with that I said, this is Guy Nollywood Jr. Subscribe to my channel, press that notification. And I want to thank you, Forecast. I want to thank Sister Blue for the birthday gift again. Thank you so much. Thanks to the chat. And till next time.
All right, yeah, peace, much respect, my brother. Guy, Blue, you can take your time, say everything you want to say, and promote your stuff.
Sure. Thanks God for joining us, because God got his own channel, and he is definitely trying to make awareness as well as far as what's going on, and trying to put the thought in your head to want more and to do better for yourself, for your race, for your family, for your future. And that's what it really is. It's just really about getting that change to start happening, so we can have a better future, so we don't have to all struggle as much. That's what the goal is. So it's not about us as individuals. We feel that wave of energy, and we're trying to share it. So be open, be receptive. Don't try to think of thoughts to disagree and to sway you away from what the goal is. And oh, excuse me. What was I gonna get at with y'all? I'm sorry, I kind of got disconnected. I'll be right. I wrote down some points, but I think I deleted it. At the end of the day, it's really just us all participating. So everyone counts. You have to do your part. Whatever you feel you can do it. Educate yourself. Stay the heck off social media. Most people that's on there, they're promoting things. You're not promoting nothing. You just on there scrolling. And it's very, very tempting to stay. Like, it can keep you trapped. I went on there to try to find two people, and I was on there for about 30 minutes. I was like, oh hell, and I don't even get on social media like that. So I see how it's very attractive to the mind. When something makes you feel good or gets you excited, like a notification, it releases something in your head, and that becomes addicting. And that's why, it's addicting. It's giving you a feeling that's in your brain that you don't realize is happening. So spend your time more wisely. We get 24 hours in a day, and then it can go very fast. But time management is everything. And I think that's one of the biggest struggles, even for myself, time management. If you was doing something actively every day, like we go to work and we sitting there for 8 to 12 hours, if you actually put time in for yourself like that, you'll reach your goals. You definitely will. We got a lot of procrastination, a lot of excuses. I really just want to see us all win. And I'm just hoping that this reaches all the right people to actually take the action, because that's what it's time for. I took a pause from the live. I don't know how long it's been since we did that last one, but it's like we was been talking about this birthday challenge for about 2 months now, and I just feel like I don't know who's listening, but is it a game? Like, are you playing? Like, what is it for? You're not taking action because I ain't heard from you. You know what I mean? I'm trying to actually have conversation with you. So take the time to reach out because we're trying to build, we're trying to grow, and take the time to share this with someone that might be interested. Definitely hope everybody's mind is in an okay spot. I know it's a tough time right now for everybody, and just don't lose that focus. Find something that does motivate you and hold on to it as long as you can. Love on yourself. We have a lot of time in the homes. If anything, find yourself, love yourself, because you ain't gonna be able to love nobody else until you love yourself. And just know that everyone the human race came from the part of the world in Africa. Everybody know that. Every other race knows that. So if you didn't know, everybody here came from the place in Africa. Okay? And as they migrated, hair texture and skin color changed because of the parts of the world. There's a really good breakdown of the world, how it started, and things like that. I believe it's called the Cosmos, and I like how they break it down in a simple term. I would encourage, if you interested in something like that, to see how this world came about and what's going on. There's other worlds that we may never get to experience because we got us humans here fighting with each other to see who's best. Yeah, and we're not fighting. So I'm just hoping everyone gets a spark of anger to get that passion to want more for yourself, your kids, and your family. I'm gonna go ahead and close out. I can definitely help direct anyone to get a job working from home, and currently you can make your own schedule to where if you need to mesh in with whatever you got going on. I could definitely give you all the details. You could text me at 804-250-1049. And I hope everyone has a great night. Just let's get it together. That's all. Thanks, Forecast. Thank you so much.
All right, yeah, thank you, Blue. I appreciate it. And that's definitely real talk. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to hit Blue again, her number is 804-250-1049. If you know what I'm saying, looking for stay-at-home jobs, you know what I'm saying? And make sure that you're direct and all of that stuff, that you're looking for work, you know what I'm saying? Don't just hit up no random stuff, you know what I'm saying? Say you're looking for work. But I appreciate you for coming on here, Blue. And let me close by saying this, you know what I'm saying? As Black people, right? I really and I'm not questioning it, but I am gonna question it. How much, for the people who have children, how much do you really love your children? Do you love them enough to get them out of the system, or do you not love them enough to let them stay in the position they're in? And for those of us who don't have kids, how much do you love your future kids? All of this stuff is dependent on us getting out of this sickness, because we pass down this generational trauma from generation to generation. And we say, Tupac said, if I can just encourage one person. But we're done passing it down from generation to generation. We are the generation that's going to break the curses. We are the generation that's going to put our children in a better position to be self-sufficient, to have self-autonomy. Because if you loved your children, you will not let them be in a society where you have to send them to school to learn trash, to learn how to be a worker. They're not teaching your kids how to be a boss. right? They send their kids to private school to learn how to be a boss. They're not teaching your kids that, right? If you get pulled over right now as a man and your son is in the car or your daughter is in the car, somebody else can strip you out of your clothes and you can't do nothing but bow your head down. What do you think your kids gonna see about that? How much do you love your kids? Do you love them enough to stop being a slave yourself? Or do you not care enough to pass that slave mentality down to them? That's the question that you got to start asking yourself. How much do you love yourself? Because if you loved yourself, you wouldn't let nobody else do nothing like that to you. You wouldn't serve an enemy to keep you down in the place that you're in. Right? You would make sure that your children can eat no matter what somebody else tells you. But right now, somebody else can say you're fired, and how you gonna feed your kids? So I got a question. How much do we love our own children? Because other groups, when the Jewish people saw them putting their children in ovens, right? Did they do something? But we see our children slaughtered every single day on YouTube, on TV, on social media, on Facebook, all of that stuff. But you ain't mad enough to stop assimilating into a society that is full of psychopaths, a psychopathic society. Because nobody is telling you nothing about hate. We're only talking about self-love, loving yourself enough to pull yourself up by your bootstraps again. But this time, protect what you build, because it's no secret no more. We can't say we don't know what they're gonna do. And it really don't matter what somebody else do, because you have the power. They had to kidnap you. Never forget that. Never forget you are the only one in this country to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. The white middle class was built on handouts. When they was giving away all that land, when they was giving away all that money, the Jewish community got reparations. The Asian community got reparations. Even illegal immigrants come over here and have more rights than you. I mean, how much is it going to take for you to start loving yourself? Somebody went out their way to beat self-hate into you. Like literally beat it into you. But you got to go out of your way even further. Respond with more urgency to beat self-love back into you, back into your community. And like I said, I'm not going to go at Black people. I'm not going to disrespect Black people, but this is the truth. How much do you love your own children? Because if you are still a servant to the system happily, if you aren't doing something to get out of this system, if you aren't willing to work with other people who have different ideas to get out of the system, how bad do you really want to get out? I don't think you want to get out bad enough, because do you like the way that you're being treated? Do you like just the fact that somebody who would have lynched you is on your money and this is the person you kill each other over? How bad do you really want it? Because right now we don't want it bad enough. Right? And whether the earth got to be destroyed for the system to end, I'd rather for that to happen than for us to continue to have the same conversation for another 100 years. But that self-love starts with you, and then you give it to your children, who give it to their children. We don't understand generational stuff. We only look at the here and now. Generations is how societies is changed generationally. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, so to speak. You can't teach an old head how to be a young person. They're stuck in their ways. They are who they are already. And that's not our job. My job is to do my job. Blue's job is to do her job. Right? All of us, Our job is to do our job. And if we do that, then there's nothing in the world that can stop you. And I can promise you that if you build it, they will come. Even the black people who hate themselves, where do they go to troll? They come to our channels to troll. Even the white people who are trolling, where do they come to troll? They come to our channels to troll. Even when they don't troll, they come to our channels to listen to see what we talking about. And you're going to get it from me. We are coming to destroy your system. And I don't care. That's probably why I'm on the blacklist, but that's cool. I appreciate the blacklist. To me, that's a compliment. But at the end of the day, we are all we got. So do you love your children enough to break the stupid cycles that we're in? To break the self-hate that we have? I mean, all you have to do is think about that. How much do you love your children to get out of the situation you're in? And if you don't love them enough to take action, that's on you. If you don't love them enough to find a point to argue about where you come from, what you should call yourself, that's on you. But we don't need everybody. We need a critical mass amount of people. Just enough people to build what we have to build. And I can guarantee you, because all of those self-haters, they can do nothing but talk about black people. They only worry about what we're doing. The black women who hate black men, all they talk about is black men. The black men who hate black women, all they talk about is black women. But if you had a society that was built to sustain us, you're going to eliminate a lot of that stuff. So your love for yourself and your love for your children has to trump your fear, because that is what it is. Let's call it what it is. But in the real world, if you don't eat, if you don't have nothing to eat, people turn to savages. If you can't feed somebody, I can't tell you follow me. That's why I'm trying to build what we have to build. But as a collective, we have to put our stuff together as a collective. Because I don't care where you come from, where you call yourself. When the police pull us over, the Casual Killing Act applies to all of us. In 1662, they passed a law that said any child of a black woman will be a slave for life. And I don't think we understand what perpetual means. Perpetual means forever. Forever. You destroy it now. You stand up for yourself right now. And people, because children watch us, children learn, children see how we do it. And if they see their parent was a man, they see their parent was a woman, a grown woman, a grown man, and stood up for their principles and never back down, no matter what happens, they know that. So, again, I appreciate y'all for listening. Blue, you got anything else to say? I don't know if Blue's still there. But yeah, I appreciate it. Just remember, man, we are all we got. We are all we got. And the second that you start loving yourself, that's when you start seeing the haters coming around. But the minute that you love yourself, you will see your situation change. You will see you have a different situation. And that applies to anybody. But we need it more than everybody. Yo, Blue?
What'd you?
No, I just said you had. Oh, she went off. Blue, you got anything else to say? I'm about to close out right now.
Oh, no, I'm good. It's really just us being mindful and thinking about what's happening, being in control. Some of these things that you do, it kind of got brought on to you. So you do a lot of these things without thinking about it. And if you understand the science behind it, you can actually create what you want. So as far as imagery, put things in front of you that you need to see, in order to start feeling those other ways, it's, when it comes to self-love. you create your vision and your narrative, and then you start building with people with the same or like mind, network. It's nothing but space and opportunity out here, and then we got the internet, you know so it's just time for that action part. It really is. Unless, like he said, you want to have this conversation another 100 years later, your future grandkids, and they trying to strive for a way, because there's no telling how worse it's gonna get. We're not living in the worst of time yet. There is a collapse in species. We have bees becoming extinct. Do you know we need bees? You know how important they are? Once they die out, then all of our foods, or at least all of our foods, because even with the animals, they are cloning them. All of our foods won't be real. They'll be man-made, and then our bodies are not going to be the same. We're not going to be as strong as we used to be. It's just a cycle. And if we want to have any sort of comfort in this, we have to do something now. It's just time to start pulling together at this point. And I know or you're going through a situation with somebody, or know somebody going through something. Just be that ear to give them the right info they need. And if you can't help them, direct them. Don't just leave somebody in the dark. We all kind of need that push or that guidance, because unfortunately you got kids raising kids. But anyways, y'all all have a good night. And like I said, I definitely get emotional about these things, because it really bothers me that much that I got a whole group of people suffering, and going through pain that they don't have to, because of what somebody else did to us. Like, this is a fight when you think about it. It's a fight. You are fighting against someone that did a lot of stuff to, your ancestors. So even though it was so many years ago, it really wasn't, because our grandparents witnessed it. So that's got to touch you to a certain point. Yeah. But I wish the best for everybody. We'll catch you next time. Thanks again, Cass.
All right, thank you, Blue. And I want to say I appreciate my brother Bakari, MG2, Pelage, my brother Guy, Blue, everybody who came through. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the chat, Dwayne, African. Hey, Blue, go mute real quick. All right, yeah. Seymour, African Child Swarbearer, everybody in the chat. My sister Raw, my sister Matilda. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who was here, man. Much respect to all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, we got to start responding with more urgency than your enemy does to stay in the position that they're in, for us to get out of the position that we're in, because we are all we got. And as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're going to keep falling for anything.